Where's my beer? Oh yeah. Woo! Let's do this.
Join the team.
Where's my little secret beer pocket? Oh, there it is. Hey team, it's McGuire Review, and today we're going to take a look at Dogmite's new, well, I'm not going to say it's a new product. This is something they've had for a while, and that is the mini paint stick painter here. They call it their mini paint stick. Do they call it that? So what is a mini paint stick, you say? Well, we're going to get to that here in just a second. You may notice a number of other items on the table here. Obviously, these are all various assortment of Dogmite products, outside of our mug up front, obviously. But outside of that, these are all Dogmite products, and they are different types of things. They offer an assortment of tabletop gaming items. We're not going to go into all of this. This video is not about that. It is about this right here, the mini painter, the mini paint stick. You can find a video, though, on my channel, literally probably on every single one of these products. So if you are interested in any of these things that are on the table, hit the little information icon, and there's a playlist you can go to, and you'll find a number of these different products that we've already done here on the channel. But it's lots of cool stuff, as you can see. They got deck boxes with little counters. They got, you know, this is a dice. They do these really awesome custom like dice tray type things. Everything from Dogmite. It's chunky, it's carved, it's just awesome. Their products are so cool and unique, and they just make an assortment of different things. I look at this one, you know, the Sentinel. This one's awesome. You can keep all your RPG stuff in. There's an adventure case here. This thing is really cool. Had this product for a long time. A dragon sheath. It's kind of a big chunky dice holder, but you can also put, you know, designed for a mini in there as well. And you can see all their stuff is just big and chunky. It'll last forever. It's got really cool carvings and different woods, and they do awesome stains as well. Probably some of the best tabletop tiles in the industry. I always go back to these things no matter what. I just think it's just a really, really good design. These things here hold cards. You can set them in front of you if you're playing a game and just slot some cards in there. These are highly functional. I use these all the time. And then they used to make, I'm not sure if they still make these, they were a little mini dice tower, and it's got some sweet carvings in it, and you can hold the dice in here and kind of move it around. It pops off, goes back on, and then it becomes a little mini dice tower, which I let my wife borrow and for a work event, and she bedazzled it, apparently, and now it's ruined. So, you know, I mean, it still works. So, and I really like this thing, so I'll put it here on that side. All right, let's get into the mini painter here. Now, this thing is really cool, and for the price point, if you are a miniature painter, if you do any type of miniature painting, you know that, you know, you can do one of a few different things. Either you can just hold the base of the miniature and try to paint around it and paint it. Trust me, once you start to use one of these sticks, whether it's this one or anything else, whether you stick it on the top of a paint pot or you stick it on a cork or you stick it on something, you will know that having these sticks makes it a lot easier to be able to steady and hold the piece and steady your hand when you're doing the really fine details like eyes or a little edge highlighting or things like that. It makes a big difference. This paint stick here is designed really well. It's super ergonomic. You'll see as I'm holding it, and I'll take it off its little base here. We'll talk about that here in a second. My pinky kind of fits right in that little slot right there. The way it's designed fits really well in your hand if you want to fully grip it and hold it tight, or just hold it like this. You can see how the thumb fits really well right there, and then your index finger fits really nicely right there as well. It's designed very, very well. In how the stick and how you would hold the stick. It's very ergonomic. You'll also notice, and what you don't see on, I haven't seen this on any other painter stick before, is this little copper wire or any type of wire that comes off of it. And it is an actual copper wire. It's flexible. You can move it around, bend it around where you need it to go. You can move it around the piece of wood as well if you need to. I don't generally do that. I'll kind of move the miniature where I need it to go, but you can. It is flexible. You can move it around. It's got a little roller piece of wood right here that's attached to it, and that's essentially designed to steady your hands. Let's say you had your paintbrush and you were going in to do some really detailed stuff. You could set this to where it kind of holds your hand, and then you got your steady here and you got your hand is steady there. That way you're not coming in, because most of these don't have these braces like this, other type of paint sticks, and then you're coming in and this hand's still right. And then they'll show you techniques where it's like, oh, you get your triangle going on, and then you got to hold like this, and it's like it's a lot easier to have this here, and it steadies this hand. You can come in for like little eye dots or to do like really detailed edge highlighting. And one of the things I found was cool with edge highlighting is that I could actually overextend and kind of push on that wire a little bit, and then allow my hand to come back, and you'll see how that wire is just kind of bending back, and it really helps make a very clean straight line if you use it that way. So it just comes into handy a lot for a lot of different types of painting techniques, and I've really found that it works well. And a little ball on top, you could use a number of different ways to kind of get yourself a little roll going on, to set the paintbrush on top of that little ball. I mean, there's just a number of ways that you can utilize this piece here to steady your hand and get a better paint job when you're working that mini. Now, it will come with a cork that's just stuck into it. They do ship it with an extra cork as well. Over time, that cork, I don't know, more than likely that cork's going to last forever, but over time that cork may dry out and go bad. So they do include a second cork to put in there if this one ever has any trouble. And you generally will use the blue tack, the stuff that's a little bit stickier whenever you use the corks. But as you can see, I'm using just a standard white tack. And after you really kind of squish it on there and stick it on there and let it sit, it's on there really good. It's not going anywhere. And I always kind of drape mine over the cork a little bit just so it kind of can grab to that and hold that miniature really well up on that cork. Okay? So that is the base stick. There is a magnet that's installed right in the bottom of the stick here, which is then for the base. And you can see how strong that magnet is. I'll just kind of get near it and it'll just pick it right up off the table. So it's a nice strong magnet. It's not going anywhere. One other thing that's really cool is if you have a metal desk you're working on, you can just take this and right on the metal desk as well. So if you had a number of these paint sticks, because again, the price point on these are fairly low for the quality of the item that you're getting here, and they come in an assortment of different woods. This one is the African Blackwood. This is the top level wood that, I believe it's the top level wood they offer in this paint stick. And it's just absolutely beautiful. I mean, back in the early Egyptian times, the African Blackwood was actually the original ebony wood. And I actually prefer this better than an ebony because it does have the very, very dark tones you'll find in an ebony wood, but it also has these creamy brown streaks and lines that are in the African Blackwood. So I absolutely love this wood. It's an awesome wood. It looks really, really good and rich. And then you've got a base that they do, and you'll get an engraving in that base. All the bases are different. You can choose which type of engraving you actually want in the base, so there's some customization you can do there. And again, you got that magnet, and I always do use my base. I do have a metal flat desk area where I do my painting, but I always use that base because it's pretty cool, and because of the strength of that magnet, this actual base will magnetize to that metal as well. So I always do use the base. I think it's really cool. So there you go. It's the Dogmite Mini Painter Stick. What an awesome product. Team, if you are a miniature painter, this is a must-have in my opinion. It's just one of those things where for a pretty low price point, you can pick one of these up. You'll find all the details in the description of the video below. You can go right to Dogmite's website and check these out. And they're always offering a number of limited custom things as well. That's one thing that's really cool about Dogmite, is they do have a set of standard product that they offer to the consumer. At the same time, they've got all kinds of cool custom stuff they're always working on and putting out there, limited one-of-a-kind stuff. So check out Dogmite for all of your RPG tabletop gaming needs, and hit that like, hit the subscribe below to join the team. Keep rolling them crits. This has been the McGuire Review, and we'll see you next time.